What is up, crypto hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we talk about everything NFTs, metaverse, and blockchain education. If you guys are brand new here, I like to dig into the tokenomics and go through the basics of a lot of blockchain projects that have been happening over the last few years, and more excitingly, recently, a lot of NFT-focused projects. But on this special episode, I'm going to dig into the tokenomics and overall mission behind Last Ape standing. Now, full disclosure, I found this project, dug into the tokenomics, then reached out to them. So this is a sponsored review. I really like going over buy-sell taxing transactions with the tokenomics involved. It's just such a cool concept to me. But do your own research. The links to everything will be in the description below. And now that that disclaimer is out of the way, I want to dig in here. And I'm going to go onto their website, show you guys what this is all about. Ultimately, my fascination around the Binance Smart Chain or BSC blockchain projects is around a lot of the cool fees that they can do on the buy side and the sell side. So one of the cool parts about Last Ape Standing is they're doing this jackpot concept. And I've seen this done a couple of times before, but they're taking a unique approach to this because in order to get people incentivized to come in to the ecosystem, you have to have good incentives. And that's just Econ 101, is you want to have the incentives correctly aligned with people that are engaging, and you want to make sure that there is something to keep people from selling. Reducing sell pressure consistently by having incentives for people to hold, stake, and do whatever they can to make sure people don't liquidate all the time is a very important concept in the crypto world. And if you guys are brand new to this space in general, definitely be sure to check out the white paper of projects. I'm going to be leaving the link to that as well below. It's a pretty cool, simplified white paper. Goes through some of the bullet points of things that can be done. If you guys are brand new to this new world of buy-sell side taxing, it's a very interesting way of raising funds when you're marketing a project to be able to actually succeed as developers of a project. So on this specific tax, we're looking at a 2% of every buy and a 5% of every sell is sent to a jackpot. And this is what generates the incentive for people to hold. But ultimately, it is just a incentive pot that is keeping people engaged, keeping people on the Telegram, keeping people in the ecosystem and participating and not getting that heavy 5% sell tax that goes into the jackpot. So very clever design. One notable component here that you're going to see when I dive onto the site here in a minute is the flues trade that takes place on the homepage. I have not seen integrations with this in the past, but this effectively allows people to use fiat from their homepage directly on their purchasing this token, which I haven't seen done before. It's a pretty seamless integration. I was impressed by it. This is also on PancakeSwap. If you guys are not familiar with Cake, definitely check that out. Lowering the barrier to entry with things like that plugin on the homepage can bring masses in to an ecosystem. So incentives, lower the barrier to entry, making it a better user experience, and consistently keeping people engaged on things like Telegram using a custom bot that they created for these giveaways and AMAs and all that good stuff. So let's jump on to the Last Ape Standing website so I can go through the tokenomics and give my take on the way that they're approaching this. All right, so from the homepage, you can see here the flues trade integration that I was mentioning earlier, where with one click, you can connect your wallet and you can purchase the LAPS token. Very cool how they've done that. Super seamless. You can buy it with your credit card, which is pretty massive. You can see that they have the chart available right there. Really like this integration. 2% on every buy, 5% on every sell. The tokenomics here are quite interesting, filling that jackpot to be able to be distributed out to people. If there are no buys worth at least 0.1 BNB for 10 whole minutes, the last buyer gets 50% of the jackpot transferred directly to the wallet. So effectively, if there's a downturn in the amount of demand coming in to purchase said token, quite a large chunk, in this case, $45,000 worth of BNB, 50% of that, or 22,000 and some change, would be going out to the previous person's wallet directly, which is quite gnarly to think about. That will trigger pretty much constant buy pressure. I can see how that would work, as multiple investors will try to win the jackpot. Telegram bot, where every 10 minutes it expires and it lets everybody know that, and it shows the last buyer's wallet So that person would be getting that 50%, which is quite cool. That's kind of how it seems that there is a hard cap of 50,000 USD worth of BNB, and it does a forced cash out. The cash out buys back half of the jackpot in one single transaction, which we call the Big Bang. 50% being paid out if there's a 10-minute window that there's a lull, and that 50% goes to someone's individual wallet that is a holder, and that's the last person's wallet that got into the purchase. And then it looks like the Big Bang is a forced cash out that buys back half of the jackpot in one transaction. So after that distribution happens, there's a forced transaction that happens to move it back up to the 50,000 mark. Really interesting stuff. I haven't seen anything like that done before. All right, now my favorite part here, the tokenomics, the taxes for buying. 2% going to liquidity, 2% going to marketing, 2% going to the team, and 2% going to the jackpot. That is on the buy side. So me as a person coming to the website, I am purchasing for the first time. These fees are taken out of that transaction, funding the project. Now, on the sell side, there needs to be some de-incentive for people that are currently in the ecosystem that are wanting to get out. There needs to be higher taxation on that front to fuel the project's future developments. 2% on the sell side going to liquidity, 3% going to marketing, 2% to the team, and 5% to the jackpot, which is quite interesting because people that are selling to get out of the ecosystem in a way are filling that jackpot up 2 times more than the people that are buying into the ecosystem. So let's scroll back up here and go to the Shiro paper. So if you're new here, I go through a lot of white papers, and on a regular basis, I'm always interested in finding some gems within these white papers because sometimes there are some absolute mind melters. LAS started with 10 staking pools containing 1 million LAS tokens combined. The pools can each be designed to have different features and lifespans. So what they're doing is essentially having all of these different pools spread out of a 10 million supply. They're able to basically incentivize people to go to different pools. And I think that that's a really clever idea instead of having one pool, because you can do different incentives for 10 different ones and people can kind of pick and choose. There's 10 million. They have the liquidity, they have the staking, 1 million distributed across 10. So 10% of the overall supply going to these different pools. Digging into what can be changed on these different pools, there are a couple bullet points here for each pool. So like I was saying, you can incentivize people to go into one pool and incentivize people to go into another pool. But this is quite cool. They have what looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different features that can be customized for the different pools. They set the expiration date, the APR, the penalty to withdraw, disable, enable withdraws, set max staking amount per user, set minimum staking amount, and set max pool capacity. So you have 10 levers across these 10 different pools, 1 million tokens across all these different pools. That's 100,000 per pool. And what you've done is you've created different incentives for different pools, and they could even be allocated into different ways of using the tokens. So you could set the APY on a gradual scale across them. You could set the expiration date to be like a chain reaction across the 10 of them. And you can set all these different kind of penalties and taxes and stuff like that across there, depending on what they're trying to accomplish across these 10. But I have not seen this split into 10 pools before. Maybe you guys have. Definitely leave a comment if you have. So that is it for my overview of the Last Ape standing. I am really interested in following this project, mainly because I have not seen this sort of jackpot model where over $100,000 where the BNB has been paid out so far. And that's on the taxing, that 2% on the buy side and 5% on the sell side going into a pool and being paid is quite clever. So the express buy feature is something that I didn't really get to touch on when I was going on their site. This is a custom bot that they built out on Telegram that allows people to buy the token with one click. Now, bots are a very, very powerful tool on Discord that I've seen a lot of very successful projects utilizing. And Telegram is similar. Between the bot, lowering barrier to entry, and being extremely transparent with like their doxed team, and having the jackpot, or the incentive pool that I like to call it, publicly available and transparent, always there so people can see what's going on, is key. That's sort of the power of this space, is being transparent and allowing people to actually do their own research and figure out what's going on, making sure that people see the solid proof third-party audit that shows no issues. I think that these types of ingredients all come together in something that is quite interesting to follow. And they've done a lot of clever things, so definitely check it out with the link in the description. Do your own research, not financial advice or anything like that, but I am a fan of clever tokenomics like this, and I'm doing a lot more research on tokenomics over the past couple of months. So finding things like this, digging into things like this, talking to the team, and trying to learn as much as I can around the tokenomics is really fun. There's a lot going on and a lot of cool, innovative concepts out there. So that is it for this episode. Slap a like on this video. Leave a comment below what you guys think about this project. And I will see you guys on the next episode here on Hack Crypto.